Guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be super casual. I have my nighttime little drink, but I'm going to put it down because you can probably hear the ice. Okay, this is going to be a super random, just a yap video because I did not write a script and I know what I want to say. I know what I want to talk about, but it's kind of all over the place. Basically, the stuff I've been seeing on social media is honestly scary, and I feel like it is just thriving for mental illness right now. People are spiraling out of control and it's like actually sickening. I want to say like 6 months ago, I put my screen time for my apps down to 2 hours a day. I'm very, very self aware, and I know even if something's not good for me, say if I'm doing it and I know it's not good for me, like I can feel that it's not good for me, and maybe it's like an addiction. I think social media is super addictive. Um, but I was just getting to a point where I was on, like, say, TikTok or just scrolling on social media, and I just felt that it just was not good for me. It was like hurting my brain. I was like super irritated after I got done scrolling or while I was scrolling. And I noticed these things months ago, years ago. But finally, like 6 months ago, I was like, you know what? I am putting a timer on this. So I put all my apps down to 2 hours a day because I just could not continue with the scrolling anymore. And over the past, I want to say like month or so, even 2 hours a day is way too much. Like my brain just cannot process the things that I'm seeing on social media. So then I put it down to 1 hour a day, and I'm not even hitting my limit. The only time I really hit my limit is, you know how sometimes if you, this happens to me, but if I go to sleep, sometimes I feel like Facebook or something, I don't know, something's running in the background. And when I wake up, it'll be like, your limits exceeded, even though I haven't even been on it. And you know what? Honestly, that glitch or whatever that is good because then I just don't even get on it that day. And I have it set for all my social media except for YouTube. YouTube is the only place where I will let myself binge watch videos. I like to turn on like helpful videos, and I turn that on when I'm like cleaning or getting ready. But I don't watch any drama videos. Sometimes I'll watch like informational videos. But usually if I'm like playing a video for a long time, it's gonna be just like a self-help positive vibes. When I get on TikTok, it is honestly like the stuff that I am seeing on there is so disturbing. Obviously, we've all seen the Perez Hilton situation, which I didn't even want to talk about because I was so disturbed when I saw that video that I could not sleep that entire night. Like I was literally up. I felt sick to my stomach. And this is millions of people seeing that video. He was basically, I'm sure everyone's heard of it, but he was like, let's just say self-harming on TikTok Live. And they let it go on for so long and it was so disturbing. I literally just saw like a small clip and I was sick to my stomach. I could not imagine the people watching that for like 30 minutes or however long he was on live. It's just so like, oh my God, it's so disgusting. It's just disturbing all around. And I also feel so bad for him because it's just like, what type of mental state do you have to be in? Obviously, he needs serious help, but I just see a pattern of people that are chronically online that need serious help because not saying like social media made him that way. I'm sure he's had like ongoing long-term issues, but the type of mental illness that lives in social media, it's sick. This could be just completely wrong because obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I feel like everyone has some type of like mental illness. If it's anxiety, depression, OCD, ADHD, I don't even know what you want to call that. Maybe it's not mental illness, but everyone has like their own little problem in their mind. Let's just say that. And then when you get on social media and you just scroll for hours and you take in the toxic, draining, disgusting information on there, it's only gonna make your problem a million times worse. We just do not promote mental health at all. And I feel like if it is, it's kind of mental health is kind of like trendy, but it's not true mental health because I feel like people promote like fake mental health all the time on social media. They film like their peaceful like morning routine or peaceful nighttime routine and just how much they pour into yourselves, which is good, but at the same time, we're only going to see that when we're scrolling. And setting up the camera and like trying to get the perfect angle and then also editing and all that, it really just like takes away from the peacefulness. I don't know if people actually enjoy I'm sure people do enjoy filming, but it's just like an extra layer of stress. And usually they're not just like posting that video and going on about their day. Usually they're chronically online. They know what trends are doing well and they're just always scrolling on TikTok. And then we see their peaceful morning routine, which could possibly be a good influence, but then we're just scrolling to the next video. Like, honestly, we're probably not even watching the full morning routine because at that point, we're just looking for the dopamine hit and like we got to get to the next video. But that's besides the point because if we just had those peaceful videos on social media, it would be just a much happier place. But the amount of people that fight, I have seen multiple people on TikTok go to jail, be arrested, have stalking charges, calling CPS, the police on random people, just people they're obsessing over online. People are in these like social media fights and they just have to win because their followers are just like rooting for them and they just feel like it's like a game or something and they're just like fighting with these people and they're doing this, they're doing that back and then they're going over the top even more and they're doing this and now they're in jail and it's like oh my gosh, like this is not a game, this is literally your real life. I've seen multiple, this is not just like one specific person that I'm talking about. I have seen multiple people online in these wars, like it's a thing, like it is literally. Oh my gosh, I'm honestly shook. I just cannot believe the craziness. And then let's just talk about, and I really hate to come on here and defend anyone because if you defend someone that social media has decided they are going to hate because they've seen this person make a 10-second video, or maybe they've seen multiple videos but they just really feel like they truly know this person because they've seen this person talk, they watch videos, they know what this person has said before, and they just have some type of parasocial relationship and they act like they personally know people that they have seen online. Let's just talk about this for a minute. And I have seen multiple examples of this. It happens all the time, but I'm just going to use one super recent example just to and kind of explain to you guys. If you have been watching the Lindsay Clancy trial, which I try to keep up whenever I can, usually I either watch it live, like put it on in the background, or I will just watch like a video where they put all the testimony and stuff together so I don't have to like watch all the breaks and stuff. But this case has obviously interested a lot of people. I'm interested in it just because I am interested in like the state of mind of some people, especially when it comes to mothers that could do like such horrible things to their kids when I, as a mother, like I already know motherly love. And it's just like interesting to me to find out the state of mind of some people because it's just so crazy and bizarre. You're just like, how could this be? So, and I also started watching trials because of the whole Karen Reed trial. I don't watch a lot. I think I would be spiraling out of control if I watched a lot, but some of them to me are interesting. So on TikTok, there was a lady, Emily Thorndike, and she basically worked in the hospital that Lindsay Clancy was in. If you haven't been following, it's a long story, but basically, Lindsay had like admitted herself to a hospital for mental illness problems. She was on a lot of medication. Anyways, there was a lady who came on TikTok and she basically was saying because in the trial, they made it seem like Lindsay had declined all the help while she was in the hospital and she wasn't participating in any of the events and therapy and like all the things that they had going on. And basically, this lady on TikTok worked there for like 7 years, and she made a TikTok and she said she worked there for 7 years or so, and it is absolutely not how they are stating, and that you're not even supposed to see your client more than like 20 minutes. And it's just people checking in, like doing like a little checkbox. And it's just not great at all. And the time Lindsay went in was like a holiday weekend or something. And it's not, I wouldn't say understaffed because it's legal limit, but basically like the staffing is way lower than usual at that time. Emily was more on her side because she was just saying how she worked in that mental health part of the hospital, and it was just absolutely not what they're making it seem. And you really don't get the help that you're asking for when you go in there, especially not at the time she went in there. She was basically trying to just give her real life professional experience. And at the time when she made that video, everyone on social media was like hyping her up. She super blew up because a lot of people on TikTok are on like Lindsay's side saying, well, a lot of people on TikTok have completely missed the plot and said that her husband did it, but that's besides the point. We're not even going to talk about the conspiracies people have made up online. But so yeah, a lot of people are on Lindsay's side, and so they were like hyping her up. She was like on top of the world, on top of the TikTok world for a few days, and then Lindsay's lawyer ended up finding the lady. He got the private investigator involved and found the lady and wanted her to come testify because of what the prosecutors were making it seem was not really how it was. So basically, this lady, she has like her own therapy practice at this point, and she had to like call off work a bunch of days, or not call off work, but cancel clients. And she really made an effort to go and testify. They basically had to do a hearing before she could testify to see if she was qualified, or if her testimony fit within the trial. And basically, when she got called in to testify, this was outside the jury's presence. It was literally just for like the prosecutors, the defense, and the judge to determine. Well, the judge obviously made the last determination, but they were trying to figure out what she reviewed when she worked there and basically all the facts of what she knew. And when she got called in to testify, it was obviously live. Everyone saw it except for the jury. So basically, the defense asked where she lived, and she said New York. And then she ended up making a statement where she said she summers in Cape Cod because she's spoiled like that. And honestly, it was super a bad choice of words. As someone who says the most random shit that does not make sense when I'm nervous, the shit that I should never say, either trying to just like lighten the mood or just don't know what to say in those situations, I get like super weirded out and uncomfortable. So I'll just say something like so idiotic. Like, why would anyone ever say that? So, from my point of view, I can relate. Like, I can totally relate to why she would say something so stupid because also, same, like, I say stupid shit all the time. But I was watching live whenever she had said that. In my head, I was like, that's kind of cringy, but whatever. When she was testifying, she seemed super professional, as in, like, she knows her job. She worked there for a long time. Like, she knew the work, she knew what was going on, which was like the main point of the testimony. Where she lives and saying she summers in Cape Cod because she's spoiled like that. Like, that really has nothing to do with what she was testifying to, but oh my gosh, she said something else too. I don't even remember. It was like some other comment like she probably shouldn't have said. When I got on TikTok, she is being drugged through hell for making that comment. For saying that she summers in Cape Cod because she's spoiled like that. People are acting like she is the worst person to ever exist. Mind you, she was just trying to give like a professional insight, like, or her own personal experience. It is just the way that she is being dragged for making that comment. People are saying it's absolutely not the time or place to make a joke like that. It's literally a murder trial, like, no jokes. What are you doing? Which I totally agree with. But if you watch the last, especially the last, or the one before the last expert, he was literally giggling his pants off during his testimony. He was low key living for the cross examination. He was like cracking up. The defense lawyer has literally asked multiple witnesses that were testifying in front of the jury what's funny because everyone's in there just giggling. I don't know if people are like desensitized or not aware, or I I really think people laugh because of like their nerves, or I don't know. It could be so many different situations, but I don't see those people being dragged to hell. This poor girl is literally like people are trying to ruin her life. They're saying like she should never be able to find a job again, which she has her own business. Like they are just completely destroying her. Everyone is making videos about her, like literally dragging this girl. And it's just so insane over one inappropriate comment. I don't know. Maybe no one has ever said anything dumb in their life, but I definitely have. So this poor girl, like it was a little cringy, like I said in the moment, but I did not think like she was going to get destroyed. Like they want to destroy her life because she made a silly remark. And this is the stuff that we see on social media every single day. If you make one video come off a bad way, and all of social media just agrees together that they want to drag you, and then like it starts getting views. So I don't even know if some people truly have these strong feelings or if they just want to get views, so they're just gonna like dogpile on top of someone else. It is like the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And then we talk about how um Perez Hilton, how horrible that situation is, and how mental health is so important. How could anyone's mental health be good when we are destroying people's lives over like silly stuff? It's just I cannot comprehend it. It's literally just goes to show that people on social media are not mentally well. They're not, and they're taking it out on everyone else on social media. Like it is just the comments and the back and forth, and then just like dogpiling on top of people every single day. And then let's not even talk about the conspiracies. It's just like, oh, oh my gosh. Like I literally cannot be on there because I feel like I'm getting more mentally ill by the minute. Like I feel like they're trying to drag me down. I can't even watch a trial or something that I'm interested in without getting on social media, and then it tries to take you down these like rabbit holes that are just so not okay. Everyone wants us to have the same opinion on social media, and if we don't, they are going to drag you down until you change your opinion. Obviously, no one is going to think the same way. Everyone is going to think differently. And say you are into conspiracies, or you just don't believe anything. You're one of those people, you don't believe anything anyone says, you don't believe any news, you don't believe any information you're being told. You always think there's a secret, there's a code, and you want to figure out because you're just not believing anything. That's totally fine. If that's what makes you happy, that's totally fine. It becomes a problem when everyone on social media is like doing that. And then you can't even think rationally because they want you to believe they're like crazy conspiracy they've thought about and made up, and they're like mentally ill head all day. And if you don't believe it, I'm gonna harass you. Like, I'm gonna make your life hell. When I'm off my phone or off social media for days at a time, I feel the best I've ever felt. And when I go out and like do stuff with my kids, I always make a rule not to be on my phone because I don't want them to see their mom like always on their phone or feel like their mom's not paying attention. And of course, like I haven't even been giving them their iPad. So if they can't be on their iPads, and like, why should I be on my phone? So I really do try to keep it limited. When I decided to put my phone down like 6 months ago, or to limit my time on social media, that was so hard because you don't have the dopamine hits like you get when you're scrolling or you're online. And even if you see something that you don't agree with or like on social media, it's still giving you the dopamine hit, probably more, to be honest. You're getting more of a reaction out of seeing things that you don't like. And that's why it's so addictive to people. And I didn't even like what I was seeing on my phone, but it was so hard to just have like gaps in my day or just not to be doing stuff or to pick up a book and read instead of scrolling and like being entertained and just watching negative stuff. It's so hard. And by the time I did the 2 hours at first, and when I put it down to 1 hour, it was so easy because I could see how much I was benefiting just from the 2 hour mark. So it was a lot less addictive and way easier to make the cut down to 1 hour. But stopping that, like making that first move, it is hard. It is doing something so crazy to our brain. And I have never been addicted to anything. Like even drinking, I go months without drinking. I'll have a drink every once in a while. Especially like say if I'm, I don't know, at dinner or something, I'll have like maybe one drink, but I can go months without drinking and not even think about it. I can say one thing that I have been addicted to is literally my phone. Social media scrolling. Like it's so crazy. It's just I don't know. And it sneaks up on you because you do a little bit and then a little bit more and then a little bit more and then you're hours not getting stuff done, just scrolling. Your brain is just a constant mess. You're triggered. Now you're trying to trigger everyone else or attack everyone else. It's just it's crazy. And the thing is, I've never went on someone's video and left a mean comment or anything. If I don't like something, I feel like irritated. Say something like irritates me, but I would never leave a mean comment. So think of these people that are leaving these like mean comments. I've definitely clapped back at someone like maybe in my own comment section, but I've never went on someone else's video and like said something mean. So just think of other people's brains, like the way that they're so triggered because they're constantly leaving these hate comments. And I get hate comments all the time. I feel like us women, we trigger a lot of people on social media. I don't know if it's guys, I don't know if it's other women who's leaving like mean comments, but I won't even do anything if someone will leave like a mean comment. So it's just it goes to show like people are just so unwell. Like it's getting worse and it's getting worse. And if we don't log out and limit our time, it's going to get out of control. And it really doesn't even matter if we try to pay attention to the type of content we're watching, especially when we're scrolling. I think that it's the scroll of it all and the dopamine hit of it all. And then like even if you do try to watch the type of content that you're allowing in, there's always going to be something that sneaks in super quick. Some people who don't do anything all day and are just on their phones and scrolling. I read something and it said usually people scroll for at least 4 hours a day or on social media for at least 4 hours a day. But imagine, like, there's probably some people that are on there for like 8 hours a day or longer. Like, imagine what it's doing to their brain. There has got to be like studies done because I can feel it on my own self and I know like something's happening. So, if you're anything like me, I would recommend to limit your time, even if it's super hard and painful and just so like in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored. Like, what am I supposed to do? And then I just started carrying a book in my purse. So anytime I had extra downtime or was like waiting somewhere, instead of just being on my phone and on social media like I used to do, I just pull out my book and I would read it because there's some books that I just really want to get through. And I just found myself not having time to finish the books that I want to so badly finish. And it's because I was spending so much extra time on social media and I didn't even realize how much time I was on there. So, yeah, now I've been reading a lot more. I used to only listen to audiobooks like when I was at the gym or something, but now I've been trying to do a mix of both listening and also reading because it's just easier for me if I can pull out a book and read it instead of reaching for my phone. It feels like you just always kind of have to like have something in your hands. I don't know. That's how it is for me. I'm interested how it has personally impacted other people, like your own personal experience. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just had to make this video because I feel like it's getting out of control. I'm going to finish my little drink now, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.